Much. I want to bring in Senator Richard Blumenthal, Democrat of Connecticut, for his reaction to the tragedy 1 year later. Senator, we're not airing the tapes. I know you have very strong feelings, as do a lot of the Sandy Hook parents, about these tapes being released to the public. Why should they not have been released?
Well, the law required that they be released. We have in Connecticut, as many states do, a very strong Freedom of Information Act. And the judge really had no choice but to order their release, and the prosecutor had no real choice but to yield to this process, and he decided not to appeal that ruling. But, of course, my heart went to the families because they are now reliving the unspeakable tragedy of that day. I went to the school and to the Sandy Hook firehouse that day, and I will never forget the sights and sounds of parents emerging, knowing that their children would not be coming home that day. And I think the tapes bring back those memories, force the entire community and indeed the state, all of us involved on that day, to relive the horrific grief. And of course, the speed that all of this occurred is also another takeaway from those tapes. It's not only the scope and the horror and the courage of those educators who were on the calls, but also the speed of everything that happened.
I remember I went with President Obama to Newtown for the memorial service a day or two later, and the grief was tangible. It was a physical thing you could feel, all these mourning parents. It's difficult to talk about even right now. In the last few weeks, there's been an investigation released that revealed haunting, there's really no other word for it, haunting details about the shooter, Adam Lanza, who was clearly a young man suffering from significant mental health issues. And yet his mother, Nancy Lanza, kept weapons in the house, took her son to the shooting range where they bonded over target practice. She even planned to buy him a gun for Christmas last year. Michelle Gay, whose daughter Josephine was killed at the school, she says, quote, "You would want treatment for someone like that. The problem here is that he was completely isolated from anyone but his mother, and the mother did not have the ability of understanding to help her son." Now, I know it's a sensitive topic to talk about the mother since she was the first one Adam Lanza killed that day. But is that mother correct? Should Nancy Lanza have stepped up more?
Nancy Lanza probably needed help herself. And certainly as a parent of 4 children, I can speak personally about the challenges of parenting, not in this kind of situation, but easy to say in hindsight what she should have done. The point is what society should have done was to reach out to Adam Lanza and provide the kind of diagnosis and treatment that we would hope a civilized country would provide. And that is directly, I think, relevant to these tapes, as well as the investigative report, that a mental health initiative ought to be common ground, that the nation has to do more to provide mental health outreach and treatment to young people, people of all ages. And I'm glad that the mental health parity regulations finally, 4 years late, have been released by the administration. But the need for Adam Lanza to have received help so that, like him, other dangerous people may be helped before they commit these atrocious crimes.